to go from stone cold, what I thought was stone cold dead last year, to that, I guess I can't complain. Well, several people have asked me about my blackberries, and specifically some of them are asking about the Ponca blackberries. These right here in the blue tubs, those are my Primark Freedom berries. And I've shown you those recently about pruning and picking and fertilizing, things like that. But these are my Ponca berries. Now, before you say they're dying and don't look good, I have not pruned out the dead canes yet. It's just too dadgum hot. That says 100 degrees right there. I don't know how long this phone is gonna last in this heat, but we'll video till it does. But these are the Poncas. I'm impressed with the sweetness of the Poncas. They really are sweet, sweeter than the Primark Freedoms for sure, and probably sweeter than any blackberry I've ever raised. But they just don't seem to reproduce themselves well. They had a good crop, lots of blooms, lots of berries. They're small berries. They're not really big, maybe big as the end of my thumbnail, maybe a little bigger. Nothing like the big berries you see on the Primark Freedoms. But they are sweeter. If you're looking for, excuse me while I eat. If you're looking for a sweeter berry, then the Poncas are a good choice. If you're looking for a very productive berry, then I'm jury's still out on that. I'm just not as enamored with their growth patterns. I've let these go a little bit. I got grass in there I need to get out. I fertilize them just like the Poncas. I water them just like the Poncas. They're on the same drip irrigation system. And again, I haven't taken out the old, I mean, those were all berries, you know, 4 right there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, they were very productive as far as berries. They're just real small. And then, of course, those canes die. Those are last year's canes. Those are the Flora canes. These are the Prima canes from this year. That is the plant that did not reproduce itself at all last year. It was an empty tub. So I took a couple of the canes from that plant, moved this a little closer, put a couple of canes from that plant in there, buried the tips, and they produced all this. Cane propagation out of propagating that out of that tub right there into that tub, and they've just all grown pretty well. And that's, you know, that's a nice, to go from stone cold, what I thought was stone cold dead last year, to that, I guess I can't complain. They're small canes. I mean, they're not tall at all. And I don't know. I mean, it does okay. But like that tub right there, really last year didn't have much of anything. And now it's grown up, got cane there, 2 or 3, some on the back. It's got 4 or 5 canes sticking up. This one's got maybe a dozen canes, or 10 or 12 canes, but they're all 2 feet long, 3 feet long. That one's maybe 4 feet. I don't know. I'm just, jury's still out as far as I'm concerned. I can't say I'm glad I purchased them, but we've got some new canes coming up too. I mean, that's brand new right there. That whole thing is. So I don't know. I'm gonna fertilize them and just see if I can encourage more growth. Got to try to find me a cool morning. I can come out here and take out all these old canes. There's not that many. Won't take that long, but man, it's hot. And just don't want to come out here and stroke out, you know what I'm saying? But there is a bunch of dead canes. I do need to take all those out. That just looks terrible. Here I am showing them to you on video, and I know how it looks, and it don't look good. But that's my Poncas. Productive, but not a good reproducer of itself that I've seen. At least not in tubs. Now, you know, if you're in the ground, it may be different, but I have found that that being in tubs has not affected the Primark Freedoms at all. So I'm not going to say it's the tubs, because I just don't think there's a problem planting in tubs. At least not short term. This is my 3rd or 4th year. So we'll have to see if they last like they will in the ground. And in the ground, depending on the variety, they'll last 8 to 15 years, they say. And when I say they will last, I'm talking about just blackberries in general. I don't know about specific varieties. I've never asked about the Primark Freedoms, what their longevity is, because these do have a lifespan. Now, the ones you see wild, the dewberries you see on the fence rows, they don't seem to have a lifespan. They just grow forever. They'll be there 20 years if you don't spray them and kill them. Or 20 or 30 or 40, 50 years probably. But anyway, that's the Poncas. I wish I could show you a prettier set of plants, and that would require me getting out here and busting my butt and pulling all that stuff out, and I'll do that. I mean, I'll probably do it in the next 2-3 weeks because I don't like looking at it either. But just to let you know what I think of the Poncas, what I think of the growth habits and the production and all that, I'm not as impressed as I am with the Primark Freedoms. I'll just put it that way. But these weren't hurt at all, that I could tell, by cold weather. They bloomed later, so they didn't lose any of their floricane blooms this year like my Primark Freedom did. So, and that's one reason I guess I'm glad I have more than one variety, is that when catastrophe happens like it did last March and had a late freeze and got all my floricane blooms off my Primark Freedoms, I've got another plant to fall back on. Now I'm getting primocane berries now off my Primark Freedom. So I would have still gotten berries this year, but still it was nice to get early berries, spring berries. I'm gonna let you decide what you think, but this is what I think so far of the Ponca blackberry. Sweet, but maybe not quite as productive. Certainly not as big. Again, they may be as big as my thumbnail. Maybe 3/4 of an inch. That'll give you an idea, and maybe help you make a decision if you really want to take a chance on the Poncas or not. All right, I think that's it. I might go back in the house and give me something to drink. It's hot. All right, we're going.